Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome to 7th Haven. If you click this video, you want to be a once human pro and avoid all the mistakes that the brand new players make. And I have the top 7 things for you. They are not ranked in order of importance because they are all important. If you follow these 7 steps, it will save you an immense amount of time and hardship going through these early levels of once human to where you can get to the late game and become a pro. Let's jump straight into the video. Alright guys, moving on to the wish machine, and you actually get this pretty early. If you open up your mematics and go to logistics, you can see wish machine right here, and it's fairly easy to make, so you get this early on. And I'm going to show you how to use this properly, because when I first started, when you go up and use it, you have a lot of options to choose from, a lot of things to do, and you can just hop into any of them and start playing, which is fun. I will admit it's fun. I got a C rank. I'm getting a bunch of blue stuff over and over. I actually got a gold thing right there, which is awesome. But so I got all these, which is cool. But if you go up to the machine, and obviously I don't have enough of these yet, and I wasted a lot of Starcom doing that just now. If you go up to the machine and just press G, you literally open up the blueprint shop and you can buy these straight up. So I don't see why you would ever really kind of gamble and play the game. And these things to make or break your early game playthrough. Like for instance, I have the sniper one already. I have this assault rifle that does frost damage, and then I went and got a coat that increases my frost damage also. So, or it helps the vortex that's on this assault rifle. But with just these items alone, you can literally run through the early game so easy. So don't waste your Starcom. Make sure you're just buying the blueprint straight up, and then you can start building the blueprint from tier 1 all the way to tier 5. And this is a huge help because I didn't know this was a thing for a while when I first started, and ever since I found this out, I just don't see why I would ever actually play the game and risk it again. So make sure you're just using the wish machine properly. Alright guys, let's talk about weapons and ammo's usage. I talked a little bit about my weapons when I was talking about the wish machine. So now let's go over exactly what you need to be doing and how you can make the use out of your materials and be effective with this. So really you have a gear workbench where you can craft weapons. Here's the blueprint I was talking about. I can go all the way to tier 4. I don't have the parts for it yet. But just make sure you're upgrading your tier as you go. I wouldn't really add any modifications or really calibrate it until you get your tier 5 weapon. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get to your tier 5 weapon first before you actually start struggling in this game. I have tier 3 and I use the most basic ammo with this sniper. I'm level 25 right now and I still one-shot headshot almost everything I run into. Now let's talk about the weapon, or the ammo rather, a little bit. I have this thing where I get more ammo yield while crafting, and just because you can craft better ammo like the AP ammo or even just steel bullets does not mean you need them. 9 times out of 10, if you are not max level, you will not need better ammunition. Just stick with the copper, stick with the basic. You don't want to waste all your gunpowder, so having this is really incredible for me, and I've never had to go past copper yet. And if you hold R while you have your weapon out, you can straight up change your ammo like that pretty easily. But don't be wasting your materials on way better ammo when you really don't even need it. If you feel like you need it, then it is worth it. Like, I might switch to steel eventually, but right now I have better uses for my steel than to be crafting ammo with it. So just keep that in mind. Like, don't just go haywire and be wasting resources when you really don't need to. Like, if you're not struggling, there's no point in using this better ammo. Stick with the ammo you got, stick with the weapon you got. If you are struggling, maybe go up a tier if you can, or use some better ammo. Always keep that in mind. For the early game, you should not be struggling at all. Alright guys, let's talk about the disassembly bench and if you're actually using it properly. In this clip here, you can see I'm running around the world and you literally need to pick up every single thing that you see. Don't skip over anything, pick it all up. It is very important. This is how you get the higher tier weapons, the better armor, everything. Make sure you're picking all this little stuff up, and they even have gold drops for these scrap items to where you can then bring it back and use the disassembly bench and get even better materials for even higher ranked weapons and armor and gear and so on and so forth. So once you are picking up all this scrap in the world, now you can go back to your territory and use this disassembly bench. And as you can see, everything that I just picked up is now here under scrap. You can select all, and now you're getting all-purpose plastic, cotton fabric. This is all used to make better gear and stuff like that. And like I said, with those gold drops, and when you go to higher level areas, you get even better scrap material to disassemble, and you can just disassemble all of it. And now you're just getting all these parts that are crucial to leveling up and getting stronger. So make sure you are quite literally picking up everything. You can also uh, scrap your old tools and stuff like this. I don't use anymore. I can get, you know, some stuff back. So make sure you're using this for a lot of your things. You can even do weapons and get good items. So this goes for everything, not just the scrap. Even these items, like I know I don't use these gloves, and these leftovers are used to actually repair armor and things. So just make sure you're going through here and doing everything. I don't really mess with the gear mods as much, but you do get mod parts for the ones that you aren't using. But this is more of a super late game thing, so I wouldn't worry about that. But make sure you are picking up literally everything you see here. There's no reason why you shouldn't be picking it up and bringing it back. You have a crazy amount of weight load in this game, so that shouldn't be a problem. Just make sure you're not skipping over these things because it actually is super important. Vehicle fuel. I see a lot of early and new players struggle with vehicle fuel so bad, and until you get a fuel farm, sometimes it can be a little difficult. But really, y'all don't believe how much fuel y'all just pass up right in front of y'all's faces every single time y'all drive the vehicle. The easiest way to do it is if you pass by these cars, you can always search the trunk, and 9 times out of 10 they will have fuel in them. As you can see, this one has 3, so I can pick that up. I can go to this next one and it will have some fuel also. And if you do this as you ride, you will never ever have to worry about fuel again. I haven't had to worry about fuel since I found this out. If you are getting fuel to refuel your vehicle, like I have 100 and I don't even have a fuel farm right now. And pretty much, like, if you ever get low, like let's say you're in your 15s or 20s left, just hit some cars on your route and you will never ever have to worry about this ever again. And that itself is a time saver, because I've been to the point to where I've ran out of fuel and literally didn't have any and didn't know what to do. I was trying to look through the shop to see if I could buy some, all kinds of stuff, when really it's straight up in front of your face everywhere. So just keep that in mind. It's a huge time saver, and it completely removes the hassle to ever have to worry about fuel again. Let's talk about the camp. I see so many low levels or new players just not use the camp at all, and this thing literally saves you so much time. So many people tend to go back to their territory for very basic needs when you can literally set up a camp anywhere. It is so easy. You literally just press T and you set it up. I already have one. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna just build it anyway. It goes anywhere, and the main things I really use it for is for food and water. So if I ever run out on these things, it's nothing just to craft some right quick and get right back into the mix. If you're playing the newer things, then you can also make a helium here, which is really huge. So I always keep charcoal on me. So just keep some basic materials on you, and this camp will help you out so much. Like, and it saves so much time because you're really just trying to speed run through the early part to get to the late game for these scenarios, and you waste so much time going back to the territory and doing everything like that. We can literally just make it instantly and move on. Like, it literally takes not that long at all. You'll have your food, you'll have your water, and this helium is really, really important for or coldium if you're in the hot area. So just make sure you're using the camp. I see so many people not use it at all, and it's such a time saver. Base building and moving your base after it is built is crucial to having a smoother process going forward. So as you can see, my bases here, I have sulfur, I have copper, tin, I'm pretty sure there's even aluminum around here. That's tungsten. So like my base is pretty much by everything that I would need, and I've been staying here grinding sulfur for a very long time. But a lot of people don't know you can literally press B and then press V to straight up move your base. Z, I'm sorry. Straight up move your base completely all together. Why is this important? Because you don't want to stay in one location for too long. So right now, I am in this location, and what I needed was sulfur. And if you look at this, I am in between a bunch of sulfur mines. So this was great while I was leveling up. Now we entered the next part of the scenario, so we're getting into late game content. I need a bunch of tungsten, and although they did have that spot around my territory, there really isn't much. So I could go here, but if I zoom out, this is my next main mission, and I can see tungsten all the way over here, right here. I might end up building my base somewhere around here because I know I'm about to need a bunch of tungsten going forward with the scenario. So this is always huge to keep in mind. Whatever it may be, you can track a ore and then move your base closer to it. If you found one with everything kind of like I did, that's cool, but there's not as much tungsten as I would like, so I am going to relocate. Just make sure you're building your bases actually close to resources. That is the main thing. That is a lot more important than anything else. That way you can get this wood or, tin, whatever it is you may be. It makes the whole process just so much smoother instead of having to go out and hunt for this stuff. And just always keep that in mind. It is a huge help, and it has helped me tremendously. Alright guys, let's talk about Sanity now. Sanity is pretty much burnt health that you cannot get back if you enter certain areas where it's bad. And the easiest way to relieve Sanity, especially early on, is Sanity Gum. And you can see that on my zero key down here. It actually gives rid of 500 Sanity. And that is a huge help, but you want to make sure you are utilizing this, especially early, because later on you will be able to have a recipe to straight up make it, which I can make it now pretty easy, the ingredients. Anyway, if you're early on, they actually give you a lot for free, so make sure you are actually claiming that every single time. So if you hit escape and go to shop/events and go to events right here, you can then go to more and go down to Astral Duelits. I know it's a lot, but look, weekly limit. You can buy 8 per week of this Sanity Gum. It is the most efficient way, especially early on, to get rid of Sanity, and you need to make sure you're buying these every single week, especially when you first start. This is will save you so much time, and it's so easy. Like it really is. So make sure you are getting this every week that you can. It is very important, and it helps out tremendously. Another way to relieve Sanity is to just sleep in your bed, but sometimes when you're on the road, obviously you're not going to have that option. So make sure you're getting these Sanity Gums. Make sure you're using them at the right time also. Don't just use it because you have Sanity if you can go back to your base and sleep, but if you're in the middle of battle and your Sanity is building up, or you have some, then that's when you want to have this Sanity Gum on you. That's it for today's video. I've really been enjoying this Once Human scenario. I can't wait for the next ones to come out. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Once Human content. It has been a pleasure making these videos for y'all. I hope it's actually helping y'all out and encourage y'all to play more. With the release of mobile coming up, I know I'm going to be playing a lot even when I'm not at the house. But thank y'all for sticking around. Basket out.